your bitch on the ropes, what you know about it?
Do sage of the boat, what you know about it?
Flew me out to the coast, what you know about it?
Broken heart, face tap, what you know about it? What you know about it? What you know about it? What you know about it?
Yo, what's good, everybody?
What you know about it?
It's your boy Malik. Of course, it's a different little setup today, but it's the same AKAs. You know, your boy Leak Deuce, logo Leak, black and white Leak today, Santa Leak, Jolly Saint Leak, all that, because it's Christmas time, you feel me? Thanksgiving has gone and passed. I hope y'all had a great, blessed Thanksgiving with your family. For me, it was a little different, you know? Didn't go to grandma's house, you feel me? Didn't go see the grandparents, just COVID time, so we kicked it at the crib. Didn't do anything too crazy. We did a puzzle. I feel like my whole family did little different parts of the puzzle on their own. Like, I know my dad was up late working on it. I think we all started at the same time together. My dad was up late working on it. I went down at like 3 a.m. and was working on it. And then my mom and my sister, I believe, woke up and finished it. But yeah, Thanksgiving was cool. It's always good to see the fam. I hope y'all got to enjoy your time. But it's Christmas time now. This is our second year living here. We didn't have a Christmas tree last year, so... Well, we weren't here last year. We go back home, of course, being in college. Go back home and see the fam, stay with the fam. But I don't know. I'll talk to Kenny, see if he wants to see the Christmas tree. But this isn't going to be too long of an episode. I didn't have too much prep for it. I just been busy with finals and stuff. Just figuring out what I got to do for all my classes, studying if I need to, getting ready to write papers if I have to. So I'm not stressed. Finals time has definitely been a stressful time for me in the past, as I'm sure anyone who's been in college has been for anyone else who's been in college. But yeah, just don't have time for a lot of different things. Just kind of every time you look up, you got something else you need to do. So I'm gonna go through the early money results from last week. One game got canceled, so I went 3-2. So it was two teams that failed me. And I didn't even, if you bet the money line with the teams that I chose, say you just put the parlay down on every game and chose the teams that I chose, you would have won. Like, you would not have missed a game. Because everyone who I picked to win the game won the game. They just didn't cover the spread. So we'll start off right here. NC State won by 9. They won by 9 or 7. But they didn't win by 14 or they didn't win by 15. So the spread was 14.5. So they didn't win by 15 over Syracuse. So I would have lost that bet. So right off the bat, 0-1 right there. But just picking games, that's 1-0. Next, Iowa State versus Texas. Iowa State went into the game ranked 17th or 13th, and Texas was 17th. But Iowa State was still the underdog. They were a +2 underdog. I went with them to win the game outright, and they did. That was a really close game. Whoa! Nah, that's crazy. I just got this live. Russell Westbrook traded to the Wizards for John Wall and a first-round pick. That's crazy. I'm a Wizards fan, and I was not. Yo! That's so crazy. That's crazy. I got this live. That is beautiful. All right, I'm going to go through these, and I'm going to talk to y'all about... Okay, so Minnesota versus Wisconsin got canceled. I had Minnesota covering that. It was a 21-point spread. I had them covering. Ball State was a +9 underdog against Toledo, and I had them winning that game, and they did. They beat them by 7, I believe. Ole Miss was a 9.5-point favorite over Mississippi State. They won that game by 7, so they didn't cover, but they won. And lastly, the Texans on Thanksgiving Day were a 2.5-point favorite over the Lions. And like I said, the Lions' O-line was having problems. Matthew Stafford was getting hit repeatedly, and that happened in the game. If you go back and even look at the statistics, it showed Texans were getting after Matt Stafford, and they won that game. Oh my! John Wall just got traded to the Rockets for Russell Westbrook. Dog, I'm kind of geek, bro. Like this is when I first heard it a couple weeks ago that that's what they were thinking about doing. I didn't like it. You know, I didn't think that. I thought it was kind of a lateral move, but you're kind of getting a question mark on how John Wall will come back from being missing 2 seasons. And of course, no matter how much they said they were cool, no matter how much they said they were looking forward to getting back on the court, there was always just rumors and rumblings that John Wall and Brad Beal weren't really cool like that. Even though Brad posted something about John Wall's birthday on his Instagram, I think it's still out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go check that. But yeah, I didn't really know how I was gonna feel about. I didn't know how I was gonna feel about Russ coming to the Wizards. You know. John Wall. Oh, yes, he is. He's still there. That's cool. I want to see if he posted anything on his story. No, not yet. But I didn't really know how to feel. It felt like kind of a lateral move. They both have the same type of strengths, same weaknesses. They both really attack and get to the hoop. Struggle with the jumper. I think Russ is a little more willing to take the jumper. Obviously, he shoots it 47 times a game. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how he plays with Brad. It's gonna be really interesting in a young team because of course Houston had kind of an older team, so he goes from having a lot of veterans around him to now having a lot of rookie. They have a couple rookies. Rui's in his second year. Thomas Bryant is in his third or fourth. Troy Brown is in his third. So he's gonna have a lot of young guys who are gonna have big minutes, going from veterans who are getting big minutes to now younger guys getting big minutes. So we'll see how Russ and Brad kind of deal with that. Yeah, I think if you're gonna make a move, you had to make it something like that. It's about time. You gotta do something to try to go and win the East. I think Denny is a good pick. Now you get Russ. You have a good amount of shooters around. Russ doesn't have to have the ball the whole time. The only thing that I was worried about is I can't have Russ come in and just stand at half court like he did with the Rockets. So if he had the ball, James Harden would be at half court, not cutting, not moving. And if Russ had the ball, or James Harden had the ball, Russ would be at half court. And their offense was really just give James Harden or Russ the ball, someone set a screen and roll, and PJ Tucker's in the corner or someone's in the corner. So it'll be interesting to see how Scott Brooks handles it. Of course, Scott Brooks had Russell Westbrook when he had KD and James Harden. So that kind of told me, just thinking about that Scott Brooks was their coach, kind of gave me a hint that this was probably going to happen. Russell Westbrook comes in, he knows Scott Brooks. I'm sure he likes Scott Brooks because they went to the finals. They had a lot of success. Now Brad Beal has played with Scott Brooks for a few years. So that's going to be interesting. I'm definitely come back on next week. I think we're going to have Devon on, my boy D. Scott. He's going to come on and talk about a bunch of stuff that's happening. One thing that we're going to talk about was Malik Beasley and the shenanigans he's getting into. Because he was married, allegedly. Probably not allegedly. I'm sure you could just look that up. He was married. Then pictures came out with him with Larsa Pippen. That's a whole nother story. I feel bad. That's a whole nother topic I want to get into. Is just at what point do you need kind of have to stay out of the limelight as a parent, not just as a woman, just as a parent. You feel me? But that could be something that has a double standard because Future's out here. He has a lot of kids. So, but I'll say a parent of someone who's going to be pretty like Scottie Pippen Jr. is. It's weird. It's weird. It's a conflict of interest. Nah, but Andy had a side chick who's it was like a contractual side chick. She had a side chick contract, and now she's speaking out. So I don't know where to go with all that, but if you look at the statistics, according to ESPN, last year Malik Beasley shot his best percentage from three. So he was hitting threes at a high clip on the court, and now he's hitting them off the court. You feel me? Not threes as in ratings, because I'm sure they all they look good. You feel me? But threes as in the group. They hitting three of them at the same time. Oh, I almost fell off the stool. But yeah, last year he shot 42%, 42.6. This was his best of his career. He feeling good. You feel me? He got the hot hand. He said, "Why not?" I saw him in the DMs. He was like, "Yo, I want to take you on a date." You feel me? Shoot or shoot, and He came off a great shooting year, so he was like, "Let me see if I can translate it into the." He did it in the comments too. That's bold, because you know when you get the blue check, your DMs automatically go to the top. So he could have just did it there. So I might have to start getting in my comment bag. You feel me? I think I am. I think I'm gonna start doing it. Ladies, if you watch this, let me know. I'm gonna just scoot this back a little bit because I keep almost falling off of it. But ladies, if you see this, let me know if shooting your shot in the comments, not on any disrespectful stuff, not on any DM etiquette type vibes where I'm saying something crazy, but just on like a legitimate shot. If I shoot it in the comments, is there a higher success rate? You feel me? Is it you know? Is it a better chance that we gonna move on from that. But yeah, next week I want to talk about the Malik Beasley situation with Devon, and among other stuff, other things. Before it gets too late, I'm sure you've already heard by now. This is episode 11. I didn't say at the beginning, but episode 11. It's been 11 episodes of my boy Sky West as the intro. And it's his birthday today, the day that I'm recording this, Wednesday, December 2nd. Happy birthday, my boy. Much love to you. If you listen to this, go listen to his music, dog. All he drops is heat. It's all bangers. You'll love them all. Go follow him at Sky West on Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, but back to the original podcast information. I think I'm only going to go for like 15 minutes. It's going to be one of the shorter episodes. Because I wasn't really prepared for it. We're gonna hop right back into back into early money. It's Wednesday, so it's not as early as I planned. But the first one, you know the vibes. I give you picks against the spread at the beginning of the week, so you can make them. And because the spread changes throughout the week, so I'm giving you these now. All these are good lines that I think are definitely gonna hit. That might get changed later on. So bet with me. All right, so first one is a little biased, but Florida versus Tennessee. I think Florida's going to blow them out, and they're giving them a big line. It's 17.5 favorite. I think it's going to be more than that. I think we at least beat them by 20. I think the backups get in. I think it's going to be really bad. Kyle Trask has 4 touchdowns again. He gets back on that flow. Nobody in the country can guard Kyle Pitts. So yeah. Florida over Tennessee by at least 18 points. Next, we got Stanford versus Washington. Washington is getting 11 points. They're the favorite. I like Stanford to cover that. I don't know if I think Stanford will win, but I definitely think they'll cover the 11.5. I think it'll be at least 10 points, or at most 10 points. I think it'll be a 10-point game. Next, we move on to the Big Ten. This one was a little hard to see Big Ten games because I didn't know if I wanted to go with the Ohio State game, Ohio State versus Michigan State. Michigan State's been playing good in games that you expect them to lose, and they've been winning them sometimes. And Ohio State, Indiana's not a bad game. Like, that's not a bad team. So it's understandable that they played them. That was a close game. So I didn't want to go with that one. So instead, I went Purdue is getting -2 versus Nebraska. I think Purdue will cover. They'll at least beat them by a field goal. Yeah, I don't think Nebraska wins. I think Purdue wins and covers. Next is move on to the ACC. ACC, Boston College versus UVA. UVA is the favorite by 4.5 points, but shout out my boy Jalen Gill. I think Boston College gets the win. I think they get the win, but I'm going to pick them to cover. Or I'm going to pick them to cover, but I think they get the win. There we go. And lastly, we go into the NFL. And this isn't the bet that I put on here. But Seahawks are a 10-point favorite to the Giants. Now, if Daniel Jones is playing, I think it'll be a close game. If Daniel Jones doesn't play, I think Seahawks cover that pretty easily. But I went with Kansas City, 14-point favorite versus Denver on Sunday night. I'm not sure if it's in Kansas City. Yeah, that's what I got. Those are my picks. We got Florida over Tennessee. 17.5-point favorite. Stanford covering versus Washington, 11.5. Purdue covering -2 versus Nebraska. Boston College covering and beating Virginia. They're a 4.5-point underdog. And the Kansas City Chiefs over the Denver Broncos covering the 14-point spread. I wanted to get some college basketball in there, but I just couldn't find the game that I really wanted to bet, and I couldn't find the lines. I didn't really prep it enough. So next week I'll get some college basketball in here. Shout out to my boys, Bowling Green, my team. Got the dub, played Appalachian State, and they hung close with Michigan too. So last year we should have went to the NCAA tournament, but Corona happened. We was going to win that MAC tournament. We was going to go to the NCAA tournament, make some noise. So keep an eye out on them if you can. I guess that's it. I guess that's it for episode 11. It's been short, but as always, it's been real. Your boy. Actually, we're gonna go out with a Sky West song. I almost always forget to do the outro song. It's been a while since I've gotten the pick, but it's got to be my boy Sky for his birthday. What type of vibe? I'm energetic because we got Russ. Oh man, I don't know if I want to do red bottom, right? Nah, we're gonna go. Oh, that's tough. Cause I want to go red bottom rocker, but I also want to go target on my head. We're gonna go target on my head. Target on my head by Sky West. Outro song. It's been real. It's been episode 11. Life of Lik. Your boy signing off. Love y'all. Peace.
Got your bitch on the ropes, what you know about it?
Do say drive the boat, what you know about it?
Flew me out to the coast, what you know about it?
Broken heart, face tap, what you know about it? 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 What you know about it?
What you know about king shit, throne coming. Hit me for the night, if she right, then she